What's up, everybody? Looks like we are live back again on the Before the Billions channel. If you don't know, my name is William, and I am the owner of Before the Billions. Essentially, what we're going to be talking about today is how AI is taking over the courtroom. If you guys don't know, I have 6 years of experience in the tech industry, and I talk about a lot of different topics relating to AI, talking about how to get into the tech industry, and I bring in my perspective as a data engineer into these types of topics. So I saw a few articles and videos of people who are using AI in the courtroom, and it seems as though they are using it in different ways. Not only are they using AI for note taking, they're using AI as lawyers, and then also I've seen reports of people using AI to be able to represent somebody who is no longer alive or cannot defend themselves. So I thought that was pretty interesting of a topic to talk about, especially talking about how AI is one of those trending topics that everybody wants to talk about. A lot of people are very nervous about AI, and I will tell you guys this is that if you do not know AI at all, it is a perfect time to start learning about it. At least understand some of the basics of, large language models, or how to actually use something like a chat GPT, right? You can go on there, ask it questions, but if you don't know anything about AI, or if you're too afraid to learn anything about it, understand that people who are going to be safe with their jobs are most likely going to know something about AI, right? There's a lot of people getting laid off right now, a lot of people who are losing their jobs, and a lot of people are blaming AI and robotics. But instead of blaming it, they need to start learning more about it so that way they can start using it in their day-to-day basis. So that being said, I want to give a huge shout out to all the people who are watching the live stream right now, and also all the people who are watching the replay. Really do appreciate you guys for tuning in. So I'm going to put, I told you guys in the last stream, I'm going to start putting the StreamYard link in the chat so that way people can call in if they want to lend their voices to this type of topic. Let's see. So I'm going to add the call-in link now. So if you want to call in, here is the link. And you can come on up. But I will be showing some of the videos and going over some of the articles about this specific topic. So hopefully guys enjoy it. I know that AI is trending right now, and a lot of people don't know much about it. So let's go to it. I'm going to share my screen, and we can go from there. Pull this over. Boom. And boom. All right, here we go.
May it please the court, I come here.
For some reason, my audio is really low, so I'm going to turn it up.
Today, a humble pro se
All right.
before a panel of five distinguished.
All right, let me run that one back because I couldn't really hear it too well, but here we go.
May it please the court, I come here today, a humble pro se
All right.
before a panel of 5 distinguished justices.
Is this, hold on. Is that counsel for the case?
I generated that.
I'm sorry?
I generated that. That is not a real person.
Okay, it would have been nice to know that when you made your application. You did not tell me that, sir. I received the application. And you have appeared before this court and been able to testify verbally in the past. You have gone to my clerk's office and held verbal conversations with our staff for over 30 minutes. Okay? I don't appreciate being misled. So either you are suffering from an ailment that prevents you from being able to articulate, or you don't. You are not going to use this courtroom as a launch for your business, sir. So if you are able to shut that off. If you want to have oral argument time, you may stand up and give it to me.
All right, so I thought that was pretty interesting, right? So you have the guy who's defending himself using an AI generated lawyer. And I don't know if you guys have ever seen someone talk to an AI lawyer or an AI video. It is really interesting because a lot of the time is they'll take your input and then they'll respond to you before you even finish talking. So I don't want to see if I have a video of it, but I thought this was pretty interesting. Let me give a huge shout out to Professor Blackout. Shout out to PBO. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you guys do not know Professor Black Ops, I am on his channel all the time. He has a lot of talks about cybersecurity, and he has a class on AWS as an actual professor with over 30 plus years of experience in the tech industry. So I try to tune into his live streams as much as I can. But yeah, so let's kind of go over a few things that I heard from this video. First thing is that he is essentially defending himself, which I've always heard is a terrible thing, right? To defend yourself in a courtroom. And let's see. And then you can see, really, this is not, this is interesting because it's not really an actual video, right? It's a pre-recorded video. So what he clicked on right there, it's not like so they connected to this PC. They played an already created video, and then I guess that video is supposed to defend himself or present itself. It's crazy.
May it please the court. I come here today a humble pro se
All right.
before a panel of 5 distinguished justices.
Is this, hold on.
But yeah, so then I want to go to another view of it because there was another. It says a 74-year-old man was scolded in a New York courtroom after using an AI lawyer for his case without telling the judges. So that's another thing, is that he is a businessman. He did not already let them know that this is going to be his representation, which is an AI lawyer. That is crazy. Because, I mean, the purpose of having a lawyer is to convince, right? So you're trying to convince somebody that you are innocent. I wonder what he went to court for. Is it illegal? So then an AI chatbot, Grok, this is the one on X. It says, somebody asked Grok, is it illegal to use an AI lawyer? It's not explicitly illegal to use an AI lawyer in New York courts, but there are caveats. Courts expect transparency, so you must disclose if you're using AI. A recent case showed a judge reprimanding someone for not revealing their AI-generated lawyer, highlighting the need for honesty. The New York State Bar Association advises verifying AI content for accuracy to avoid issues. Practically, using AI in court can lead to complications if not handled properly. Judges may disallow it if they feel misled or if it causes inaccuracies. For now, proceed with caution and always inform the court of AI use to stay on the safe side. PBO said that is a nice PR stunt. It is. It is a nice PR stunt. It definitely went viral. But yeah, that is interesting because imagine if you can use an AI video of yourself talking to the lawyer, or if somebody uses AI to create an image of you doing a crime and then using that against you. So AI is really like a slippery slope, right? You can have an AI generated video and then you can show that to the courtroom, and then what if somebody actually believes that, like, hey, we have it on video that you did this. All right, so which takes me to my next one, my next video, which is this one. So this one is a little bit more sad. This is going closer to what I was talking about when I say like an AI generated video can be used to represent the actual defendant or the plaintiff in this case for a murder that happened. So this is, let me read the text for it, then we can go and play the video. It says, new deceased man who was killed in a road rage incident makes an impact statement in the courtroom with help from AI. Bizarre. Christopher Pelkey, then 37, lost his life after being shot during a 2021 road rage incident in Chandler, Arizona. Stacey Wells, the sister of Pelkey, created an AI generated video of her brother who expressed forgiveness, something she wasn't ready to do herself. I don't know per se. I don't know if you get shot and killed in a road rage incident. Are you really, they say you're supposed to forgive but never forget. But I don't know. You know what that reminds me of? It reminds me of that family where I think it was a police officer broke into the guy's house and shot him, and then they came back in the courtroom and they hugged the police officer, like, oh, we forgive you and stuff like that. Like, it was crazy. I don't know if you guys remember that court case. Like, I think the guy was just chilling in his house, and then he ended up getting killed, and then the brother came in and hugged the police officer who killed his brother. Crazy. Let me see what you guys are saying before I continue on. PBO says, if you see me do anything bad on the internet, it's a deep fake. Yeah, exactly. It is AI. It was not me. The use of AI in courtrooms or in the justice system has shown that lots of biases exist and can't currently adapt to the changing rules. Yeah, man. It is. I mean, like, intrinsically, everything has bias, right? So, like, you can't have an AI without some sort of bias because you have to feed it information or data for it to be able to work. So you cannot get rid of that human factor, right? At least if you have a human, right, they may have some empathy, they may have some human qualities that AI does not have. And I remember somebody explaining it really well. They were saying the reason why certain positions or certain jobs are going to be safe is because you need that human element or that human touch. Because if you are working with like a tax accountant or you working with a doctor, right? Like AI may be able to help you with your taxes, or they may be able to figure out or diagnose something that may be wrong with you based off of all the training data that they have. But you won't receive like phone calls about, you having a new baby, or phone calls about you, getting a new job, or getting a video created for you whenever you have something good happen in your life. Like, those are things that people do that AI will never be able to do. Right? So it's that human element, that empathy that people have. PBO says, I remember the case. That was so sad. Yeah, exactly. It was really bad. Currently, AI, MJ Cannabis says, currently AI is rigid and everything is black or white and not flexible and adaptive to the law. AI cannot argue if the glove fits, you must acquit. And PBO says the court system is biased too. Yeah, it is. And I think I had PBO up here. Let me see. PBO, can you hear me?
I can, man. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, I can. Thank you so much for coming up, man.
Yeah, man. You giving people too much credit. I think people gonna be more biased than the computer. So I think you give away because I'm not gonna take it there, but there's over sentencing. If you take sentencings of certain communities compared to others, it's way over biased. The ACLU documented that. So you giving people too much credit. That's historical, so you got to get off of that, man. You got me. I had to get up out of bed. I was taking a nap. I was like, hey, so nah.
Right. Man. No, that was my ploy to get you up here, man.
Yeah, no, that's my that's my 2 cents, man. And real quick, I used to teach constitutional law and business in the 80s, and I used to ask people how many people trust the court system. Everybody white trusted the court system. Everybody black did not. So I said, if you was convicted of a crime and you could get off, would you go to court or would you take the risk? All the white people said, I want my name clear. All the black people was like, if I'm getting off, I'm not taking my chances in the court system. So I don't know, man. I think you're giving people way too much credit, man. Way too much credit, man.
Right. I mean, in the sense of, in more general, right? Not just the court system.
We do too much data for you to be general, man. We do way too much data but I hear what you're saying. We're doing way too much data. We got to drill down and get specific, man. Come on, man.
I got you. So
go ahead.
Let me ask you this. So what do you think about this comment right here that MJ Cannabis posted, talking about how AI is rigid and everything is black or white and not flexible?
I think go
ahead.
That's true and false, but I don't want you to be flexible. I want you to take the law and apply it. I don't want you to give me no empathy. If I shot somebody, don't cry for me. If I did a crime, don't cry for me. I want to be applied rigid and very specific to the case. If you black, white, females, because if a female do something and a dude do something, they're going to be totally different juries on it. And how you going to get convicted and how much time you going to get. So I don't want you to be flexible. I don't want you to be adaptable. I want you to specifically apply the law and give the same sentences to everybody. Why are we trying to be, so no, that's a crazy statement to me.
Okay.
But I could be wrong. Maybe he's going to throw some nuances. I want you to apply the law. It's law. We shouldn't be guessing. What are we guessing for? If you do a crime and you be a certain age group, you just get the same amount of time. It shouldn't matter your background. It shouldn't matter if you're in the hood. It shouldn't matter if your parents got big money, can get you Johnny Cochran. I heard you say if it don't fit, it won't quit. Just because you got a big time lawyer don't mean you should get off.
Okay, so let me ask you this then. So let's say that we have everybody gets like the same sentencing. And let's say that you still have something that isn't like black and white, right? Where you don't have a video of somebody actually committing a crime, or you don't necessarily know for certain that this happened. And you already know that AI hallucinates a lot. So not only do we not have specific data, like we don't necessarily know for certain that something happened, but we're trying to convince something that already hallucinates.
And,
How do you think about that?
I think we can get the hallucination out. And two is you're supposed to be convicted beyond a reasonable doubt. So if you don't have video, that's not a reasonable doubt. So now they're trying to say, okay, if you're in the hood or you got this background, right? But we can put all that in the algorithm. If you did past crimes, the likelihood of you doing more crime, right? I just need that applied equally. If you did a crime and you was this person versus if you do that person, or you do a crime and you live in a nice neighborhood, shouldn't have that's the problem I have is it's not consistent. So for me, you have that intrinsic bias. I think with the algorithm, we can take a lot of that out. If you got prior crimes, you gonna get the sentence. If you did shit in the past, and we can do nuances. If your daddy did a crime and you want to apply it because you think it's genetic, we can do that. I just needed to be consistent. That's all I'm saying. I needed to be consistent, and I think we can make it be way closer than it is now.
Yeah, you know what, PPO? That's exactly what I heard, is that the law is not supposed to be fair. It's supposed to be consistent.
Yeah, that's all I want. Shout out to the lead attorney, your homie. We need to get him up here ASAP. Nah, I know he busy.
Yeah, man. I think he probably would think this is an interesting topic.
Yeah. So, but I hope in the future AI does take that and apply it evenly, because right now I think the legal system is broke. Right, and you can't get more squeaky clean than me. I got a background check, so I just don't think it's applied. And the ACLU did history of, okay, this conviction and this person had the same damn thing, and their convictions were totally different. Rick Ross talked about that. The real Ross, they were doing drugs, and white dudes was doing drugs. They got state crime. All them dudes got federal crimes, and they were doing the exact same thing.
Yep. You know what, PPO? I met the guy who's over the ACLU. His name is Christopher Bruce over here in Atlanta. And he also talked about a similar topic about how, it affects certain groups versus like how the law affects certain groups over other groups.
Facts.
Especially with everything going on in the economy right now.
Facts. That's why they tell black people take that plea because you ain't going to win.
Mm-hmm. PPO, do you mind? Let me go through this, finish this up real quick, and then you mind lending your expertise on this?
Yeah, that's why I came up, run your show. Just tell me when to chime in. Do your thing.
I got you. So I was, where was I? I was right here. So this is, who is talking? So this is the AI talking right here. So the AI expressed forgiveness, which is something that she could not do, the sister could not do. The only thing that kept entering my head that I kept hearing was Chris and what he would say. Will said to CNN, I had to very carefully detach myself in order to write this on behalf of Chris, because what he was saying is not necessarily what I believe, but I know is what he would think. Gabriel Paul. Oh my God, that last name. I'm going to skip that last name. I'm sorry. Horcastius was sentenced to over 10 years for manslaughter. I love that AI. Thank you for that. As angry as you are and justifiably angry as the family is, I heard the forgiveness, Judge Todd Lang said. So they said they felt the empathy from the AI, right? I guess maybe the sister wrote it and then AI just maybe corrected some of the grammar or something like that, or optimized the speech for empathy. Let me give a shout out to Orlando Minor. Shout out to Orlando Minor in the building.
Shout out to the real estate king. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. I was watching this video yesterday, man.
Me too, man.
Yeah, congratulations as well on Orlando Minor for your success. I think I saw him hit 100,000 subscribers.
I think so too.
Yeah, man, I be watching Orlando all the time, especially with all the layoffs, and they talking about the student loan garnishing people wages.
Yeah, shout out to Orlando. I'm almost 60, man. I was gonna buy an apartment building. He got me scared now, man. I don't know.
Oh yeah,
I gotta get my money up. Go ahead.
Right. So NJ Cannabis says, remember, we need to look at what powers these AI and ask, is everyone being defended with an AI system with current data and current systems? That is a good point too, because like the point that you made, PBO, where you were talking about like you want things to be consistent, but then the thing is that like ChatGPT, like when it first came out, it was trained off of data that was older. It was data from 2020 and previously, and now they're coming out with new AI where it can, like Gemini, where it can look at the AI via Google, so you can like do a Google search. That it's interesting, because what if the AI is trained off of older law that is no longer in effect or had been recently changed?
Well, if you notice, the two big law sites are LexisNexis and something out. Lawyers actually go in there and pull up cases and do their study. And I expect somebody to buy LexisNexis for $1 billion and train their AI on that, and they have the up-to-date courses like lawyers. We ain't doing like these other people, just going through the internet, pulling up fake cases, pulling up stuff. We're gonna buy LexisNexis so it has what the attorneys use, right? It's gonna use the upcurrent data. Then you could go past and see how attorneys won those cases, right? Once again, so everybody can have consistent legal representation that we don't have now. Because if you got the best lawyers, you're going to get off or get super. If you pour with a public defender, your ass is toast.
Right. Well, let me go ahead and, since we read through this, I'm going to go ahead and play the video right quick. Let's see.
I would like to make my own impact statement to Gabriel Horcasitas, the man who shot me. It is a shame we encountered each other that day in those circumstances. In another life, we probably could have been friends. I believe in forgiveness and in God who forgives. I always have, and I still do. Getting old is a gift that not everybody has, so embrace it and stop worrying about those wrinkles. I once played with one of those filters on your phone where you can make yourself look old. I shared it with a cousin of ours years ago. This is the best I can ever give you to what I would have looked like if I got the chance to grow old. Scary, huh? No, really. Thank you to everyone for being here. It means more than you know.
I love that AI. Thank you for that. And as angry as you are, and justifiably angry as the family is, I heard the forgiveness, and I know Mr. Horcasitas appreciated it, but so did I. As I said, I like to think I would do that. I don't know that I would.
Thanks.
All right. So, one thing is, I don't know. We're not watching the whole video of the AI talking, but what he said had nothing to do with necessarily the case, just about like getting older. Like, okay, you took my life.
Right.
What do you think about that, PBO?
If I was on the other side, I would object to them bringing in AI, because now, like you said, now you're not going off the case. Now you got the jury crying and shit, right? Just because you could afford it, right? So I probably would object to wouldn't. Now, as a tech person, I love that, right? You could bring in empathy. I would have made the AI cry. I would have been clouded, man. I'd have had the lips shivering. I'd have went out. It might have been in a later one, right? If we're going to do it, let's do it, right? We got all the capabilities. So if you're going to do it, but if I'm him, I'm objecting. You're not bringing anything relevant to the case. You're swaying, interjecting emotions into the case. I mean, but this is not the real person. So you're guessing about what he would have said. But from a technology standpoint, I'd have the AI crying. We black, I might have had it blackout on. Passing out in there, so man, I would object on one side, but as a tech guy, I do like it.
Yeah, I mean, I hate to say it, like it knows it's gonna sound really insensitive, but I 100% think he would be pissed.
No, I think he would be pissed
at the guy who took his life.
Oh, okay. I thought you was talking about being pissed of him generating an AI picture of him, not at the.
No. I think I think that would be nice, but I'm talking about like the AI was more forgiving than I think he actually would have been, because it's
We see a lot of people forgiving people, man. All the black churches got shot up, forgave them, man. I said that's why I've been in the congregation. Well, we Old Testament, man. We taking first sons and everything out here, man. So I'm not the one, man.
Mm-hmm. So MJ Cannabis says, I have used AI with tax laws and I have seen inaccuracies. So AI in tax laws to defend you, not likely. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think the big thing in there is what I call it gold copy, because that's what we call it. You get your software and it's the gold copy, can't nobody change it. When you get the best data from the actual tax system, where we getting the data? We're getting the data from LexisNexis, where the lawyers come. And I think that's going to be the trend to make the AI better, is getting that clean data. Like I said, I think somebody's going to buy LexisNexis for $1 billion, and they're going to have that legal AI down pat.
Mm-hmm. Now, only thing I can think of, and you're really into GRC, PBO. Mm-hmm. From a compliance standpoint, what do you think? Let me do it like this.
No, I can scoot up. From a compliance, that's an excellent point, especially from courts. That CJIS, Criminal Justice Investigation System, that's ran by the FBI. From a GRC perspective, I think engineering cannabis we would have to run samples of data to figure out how good it is, figure out the quality of data. Until we did that, like engineering cannabis said, I wouldn't admit it. I wouldn't even let them admit that emotional testimony. I thought that was crazy. Whoever is on the other side is not doing their job.
Mm-hmm.
I'd have been like, but the judge could have overruled him, but I'd have been standing up. This is inappropriate. This needs to be kicked out. So so I think once we get the data better, and I think those clean sources of data, we just pull them from the internet. But once again, they have the court records out there, and it's all computerized. Nobody's just tapping into that. I'm calling it the purest source. Kind of like we're talking about with LexisNexis. That's where lawyers do their research. That's a purest source. Once again, I think LexisNexis is going to be sold to somebody from $1 billion, and that's what they're going to do their lawyer agents and bots off of.
All right. PBO, do you think that you would use an AI lawyer?
Depends on what my case is. All right, different levels of crime. If I had a ticket, yeah. If I had IRS tax, probably yeah.
I mean, like, how about this? Let's say you said that you were talking about looking at some rental properties or acquiring some sort of rental property.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say that you have to have a lawyer with you to be able to, sign off on you having, you're taking on this rental property.
Mm-hmm.
Would you use an AI lawyer in that instance?
I would.
Okay.
Most of that's pretty procedural, and usually I've got property insurance and I got umbrella insurance. So if something effed up, I got $2 million to cover me. So for me, that's not a risk. Now you talk about my life. I'm trying to, no disrespect to Dad, I'm trying to get Johnny Cochran back. But now, especially procedural stuff, because I don't think most lawyers are that good. So I think an AI bot is going to be better than your average lawyer. Now, if I got money and I got the best of the best, that's different. I'm just an average brother trying to be like Orlando Minor and give me a fourplex, man. So yeah, I would use it for that.
Okay. Yeah, man. I think that another thing, I think it would be really good if an AI were to be able to look up leases or like if you have liens on your property, because I know a lot of the time some people miss. Oh yeah, they have a lien on their property from.
In Atlanta, they stealing properties because they don't have a good tracking on the leases, man. If you Google that, people down there create false leases. We should be doing the quantum ledger where people can't change leases. We should be making those a smart contract. So not more from an AI, but more from a documentation. And all that stuff seems to be per state and per county. We should have a federal spot for that. Quantum ledger, where once you write it in, it can't change. Smart contracts. So you can get tickets and keys to follow people. So I think that's where we need to be with ledgers. I'm thinking about trying to create something, but I ain't got no real, backing. But I think that's what needs to happen in the deed and housing market. I don't know if Orlando Minor's still out there. I'll see what his thoughts on there. But yeah, I see people, not a lot, but in Shout out to Atlanta, man. They be scamming out there, taking people's houses and so down. So I don't think that's more of an AI thing. I think that's more of a procedure process thing.
All right, I put the link in the chat right quick, or if anybody else wants to join on as well. One thing that you did say, PPO, I kind of wanted you to expound upon because I kind of know what a smart contract is.
Okay.
Like I know it's like, from my understanding, is to be able to help you to understand the ownership of a specific thing.
Yeah, I don't want. I'm gonna give my take on this. Shout out to Engineering Cannabis. This is more. My understanding of a smart contract is you have a emotive database where once you write it, you can't change it. A smart contract was you take that contract, you create an extension on it. You can get a key or hash value of that, so it relates to you, right? So me and you exchange keys, so we know it's each other. Right, so that's kind of the smart value of your contract. So you definitely knows who's yours. Because when I'm at DoD or big clients, they have a PIV card. On that PIV card, it has my thumbprint and a digital signature that only relates to me. And when I put that card in, my digital signature come up. I still have to put my 4-digit PIN, so it's kind of like MFA. So all that together, which I'm kind of butchering. So I'm hoping Engineering Cannabis comes up there, but that's kind of the overview of what a smart contract is. So.
Okay.
Like, so that's more machine learning, quantum. Look, I wouldn't say much AI, but so that's part of that. And if you Google it, there's a lot of examples. AWS has a quantum ledger database, which is meant to do that. And I did a couple labs on it, so I've actually built a couple smart. Nothing in production though, so see what that will really be like. So.
All right. And then MJ Cannabis says,
blockchain. Yep.
Smart contract is a blockchain program that adheres to a hash key system.
Yep. I said it, but I butchered it. Yeah, but I had the key in there and the hash in there. So yeah. So, and I think that's what we need to get to help people stop from definitely contracts and deeds, especially from deeds prospect when you buy houses. Because in Atlanta, they were getting a lot of people, man, still in their houses underneath them and falsifying contracts.
So how would they go about doing that? Like, well, not necessarily giving them a manual of how to do it.
We're just giving them a manual. It's just really identity theft. Okay. Because in Indiana, I could go up and look who owns the contract unless you got it into a trust or into a third party company. So B2B got 10 properties. I just put your name on a contract. Usually I know somebody in the office is going to make it a little easier, right? But just face identity. They come and let me, then I can quick claim your property into me off a fake identity. So
yeah, and then I know that we have an epidemic with squatters as well. So that's another way people are getting your property.
I got hood dudes, man. Their job's to go in there and make sure that don't happen. So
you're right.
You're gonna come out. You're gonna be in the trunk messing with me. Shout out to PBO. Give myself a shout out. Shout out to me.
Shout out to PBO, man.
Shout out to PBO.
Yeah, man. Well, I appreciate you, PBO, for coming up here, man. No any last words about the use of AI in the courtroom?
I think AI in general is coming there, and I think you hit it on the head. I think we trying to figure out how to deal with that in society. I think people don't realize you dealing with it. I don't think, and I'm sure Engineering Cannabis, I don't think it's taking over people's job, but we talked about this. I was on a web team with 6 people. I can do that with me by myself now with, elastics and spinning up regions and spinning up Kubernetes, spinning up VMs now. So you don't have to do that stuff manually. So I think AI with machine learning is going to dent the job market. But it's here, so I think we're going to have to figure it out. And two, like I tell me, I'm old. It's not my shit. It's a thing for the young people. Do you want to let it to be a lawyer? Do you going to trust it with your medical diagnostics? Because shout out to Engineering Cannabis. It's catching breast cancer because it can look at the pictures better. So it's going to be in every facet of life. So I think your generation needs to figure out how we're going to, my favorite word is compliance. How do we govern that and making sure it's working best for the people?
Right. Yeah, PPO. I agree with you, man. You have a live stream later on today, right?
Yep, I got one at 9. We're going over AWS landing zone. It shows you how to properly set up your AWS to do federal work, be CMC for DOD or HIPAA and high trust. So it's their best practices to spin up government workloads.
Awesome, man. Well, I will be in attendance.
Okay.
Thank you so much, PPO, for coming up here, man. And I'll see you later on tonight.
Okay, appreciate you.
All right, man. Salute.
Salute.
All right. So, guys, that's pretty much it for me. I'm glad that PPO came up here to give his expert opinion on the use of AI in the courtroom. Thank you so much for everybody who tuned in live, and then also everybody who is watching the replay. Really do appreciate you guys for tuning in. Looking forward to more talks, more live chats, more call-in sessions for people trying to ramp everything back up on YouTube. I'm glad to see that everyone is doing well and is actually excited about AI, specifically AI and how it's going to affect not only the job market, but then also other facets of life. I am also glad that YouTube has been growing. So I'm going to be coming on here, doing more of these sessions, and yeah, guys, I look forward to seeing you all in the next one. Please go ahead and like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. And also hit that bell notification icon if you want to be notified whenever I make new videos on YouTube. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with me, and I really do appreciate it. I'll see you guys in the next one.